Fox News alert, #1 story in the world right now. Israel releasing footage of an airstrike on an Iranian heavy water reactor in Arak, A-R-A-K. The latest attack on Iran's nuclear program, sending massive plumes of smoke into the air.
And smoke seen over southern Israel after Iran carried out a direct strike on a hospital. A series of strikes by Tehran, injuring at least 89 people in and around Tel Aviv.
So let's go right to Mike Tobin. He is live in Israel at the scene of one of those Iranian strikes. Mike?
Exactly, Ainsley. This is Ramat Gan, where the cleanup is underway right now. Ramat Gan is on the east side of Tel Aviv. And as I step out of the shot, I can give you an idea of just how powerful the warhead was on that missile as it came through. The damage here stretches over several blocks. You've got a lot of apartment buildings, businesses, retail that are in here. The balconies are destroyed. Windows are broken out for blocks around the impact zone. And one of the things you might see, a lot of the trash is being pushed out of the high rise right now, so you might see some debris coming down. Also, Holon on the south side of Tel Aviv. That's an older residential area. That took a direct hit. And a hospital called Sirocco in the southern part of Israel was hit. When you talk about the dozens of people who were injured, most of those injuries are light. And I spoke with a paramedic out here this morning that says the reason you don't have more serious injuries is simply because the Israeli people are listening to those sirens.
The population is highly committed to the security and safety here, and we can see that even from rockets like this one, very little or few casualties because people are turning to the shelters and staying safe when the alarm sounds.
Following the ballistic missile attack, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu took to X and posted, "We, meaning Israel, will exact a price from the tyrants in Iran." What did he mean by that? Israeli fighter jets were active over Iran today. They hit a nuclear weapons development facility in the town of Natanz, but also hit an inactive heavy water reactor in the town of Arak. So it's still very active scene over Iran, and the Israelis say they have air superiority, so the Israeli fighter jets can pretty much pick off targets at will. Guys, back to you.
You know, Mike, we're just talking, what if people have a job? Like if Brian were doing radio, would you be able to do that in one of the bunkers? Because you're interrupted in the middle of your day, and right now it's constant.
Well, you often see guys who will pick up and move to the bunkers in the middle of a live broadcast. And you see that with the local television as well. As far as people working here in this business / residential area, the one thing we see them bringing out, or two things we see them bringing out as they're allowed one at a time back into their offices and apartment buildings, are their briefcases and the CPUs from their personal computers.
So life still goes on.
Mike, you were showing us in the building behind you and talking about specifically the warhead and the damage that it did. We've seen, as each day goes by, it seems like the Iranians have fired fewer missiles, but are they using stronger warheads? Is that sort of a thing that's happening there?
Well, I think in this stage of the conflict, ever since Operation Rising Lion started, they went into their arsenal and they got things like their Fajr rockets, which are considerably more powerful than the Katyusha rockets that we saw come out of South Lebanon, and dramatically more powerful than the Qassam rockets, which are made in machine shops in the Gaza Strip.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
I think it says everything about Israel and about Iran. Israel is fighting to remove the nuclear and missile threat aimed at our annihilation. We're targeting military sites. We're targeting nuclear sites. We're targeting missile sites. They're targeting a hospital. In this hospital, there are patients who are immobile. They can't even move. Right next to it is a children's ward, a baby's ward, infants. They target it.
Fox News alert now. There you saw it moments ago. The Prime Minister Netanyahu visiting the site of a bombed-out hospital, warning Iran's supreme leader, you cannot continue to exist. Wow. After overnight missile strikes killed innocent civilians and those wounded, or over 80. Our next guest knows all about the Mideast war on terror. Retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Ken Tovo joins us. He led 6 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan and joins us now. Your reaction to what the Prime Minister just said, Ken, about, you know what, this guy can't continue to exist.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good example of the fact that the Iranians use basically indiscriminate weapons, both missiles, terrorism, and other effects that are generally directed against civilian populations and frankly, targets that Western militaries would not target. And I think what you see with the Israeli approach is a very precise campaign and to try and limit collateral damage, but to have effect on the nuclear program.
So, General, when people say, this is not our fight, America doesn't have a fight with Iran, this is Israel's problem, do you feel differently?
Yeah, I'm from that generation that has watched Iranians fight against U.S. and U.S. interests really since 1979 when they took our embassy. They've bombed embassies, Khobar towers, through Lebanese Hezbollah, one of their terrorist groups that they sponsor and fund. They've executed attacks on Americans really worldwide. And of course, during the Iraq War, they were a significant threat to us on the ground, and through their explosively formed penetrators that they were providing to the Shia militias, were killing Americans in large numbers. You
said, we dropped the bunker busters, they'll do the job in Fordo. The reaction. If you were on the ground in Iraq, in Syria, in Bahrain, our base in Bahrain, or Qatar, where do you think we'd be most vulnerable if they wanted to react? Should it be clear that we dropped the bunker busters on Fordo?
I am quite sure that our military commanders globally are on alert and preparing the capability to defend our troops. I think when you look at the Middle East, the Iranian capability is largely ballistic missiles, short, medium, and long range. And so I am sure that all those bases are worried about their air defenses and paying close attention to the news.
It's amazing. Their axis of resistance has been very quiet because they know the people that have been supplying them are getting their head kicked in. This is a big day, the 73rd anniversary, the birthday of the Green Beret. What is the Green Beret? People like you, how have you contributed to our armed forces?
Yeah, I think the Green Berets, the U.S. Army Special Forces, are really a unique portion of our military capability, really the only organization in the U.S. military that's solely focused on working with indigenous partners, such as resistance elements and other partners, primarily to overthrow occupying powers or enemy adversary regimes. So kind of think, World War II, think folks parachuting into France to help the French resistance overthrow the Nazi regime. And that is the prime focus of Green Berets. Obviously, we do other things when called to, like help governments fight their own internal stability problems. But that was the reason for the creation of the Green Berets in 1952.
Now needed more than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at the world situation, we're in a competition with adversaries, China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, and a lot of that competition is what we call the gray zone. It's below the threshold of conventional war. It's about creating influence with partners, foreign partners and allies.
You better watch, General. If you stay in such great shape, they're going to bring you right back in. Lieutenant General Ken Tovo, happy birthday to you, Green Beret. Thanks for all you do, and thanks for your expertise here.
And I just close if I could. Green Berets are an important part of national capability, and Green Beret Foundation exists to support our Green Berets.
And so go to the foundation to support
GreenBeretFoundation.org.
So, especially on the birthday. General, thanks so much.
Thanks.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.